They are here because I canceled their meeting tomorrow and asked them to be here for a very special announcement this evening, and I'm very pleased to be able to make that announcement. It has to do with the Robbie Burns statue. We've had quite an educational time, I guess, through this whole issue on this statue of Robbie Burns. I think that people in the community, be they Scottish or otherwise, have come to the realization that this statue was, 1906, was put there with a crowd of about 5,000 people on a very nice day, and that it was gifted to the city back in the 1980s for us to look after. I wanted to defend council insofar as to say there has been statements made that we haven't said anything for the past 3 years while the statue was being done. Well, the reason for that, and this is a clarification of the facts, the reason for that is the statue was being redone, and that's what we all expected. I think I wasn't alone. I think a number of councillors also mentioned the fact that it was taking so darn long to have the statue done. Well, the statue was completed and was finished. Then it came time to deal with the base. That's when our tender went out during our budget process. And that's when it came back twice as much than we had anticipated, and that's what really started the conversation on the statue of Robert Burns. There was no member of council that talked about getting the Scottish people involved or doing any of that until that very time when we discussed it for the first time in the budget. So I want to make that clear. That being said, I think that the history and the heritage in this city is extremely important to all of us. It has been mentioned by one member of council that this has brought a lot of attention to Robert Burns, and that's a good thing. Because as I've said to some of the Scottish folk that I've talked to over the last few weeks, that yes, it is a statue, and it is the second of its kind in the world that has been done by that famous sculptor, but I'm not so sure that we haven't really celebrated Robbie Burns as much as we should if we have this wonderful, wonderful piece of art here that has been standing for a long time. And I don't think it's been appreciated by a whole lot of people, including members of the Scottish Association, I dare say that. So we have an opportunity now to get the word out around North America, a little better story. And that is that Robbie Burns is going back up, will be bigger and better than ever. And I've already put in place with Mr. Frank Scott on the 25th, which is Burns' birthday, you know, let's get out and let's have a party and celebrate this. And we'll put off the official celebration until the cloth comes off that reveals Robbie Burns in all his splendor and glory back on the green in the city of Fredericton. This is all happening because of a telephone call that I had this morning. And what I want to do, when I spoke on the phone to this single donor, by the way, who was going to look after this restoration, I asked him to have his office send me the quote that he said to me on the telephone this morning, because I said, I want to get it word for word. And I'm going to read that quote to you right now, which will basically tell you the whole story. And then I'll make a comment about the individual that is making this donation. On behalf of all the New Brunswickers that have Scottish blood in their veins, we, the J.K. and Jean Irving family, are pleased to help have Robbie Burns put back on his rightful perch. That's all that was said. I said to Mr. Irving, that's amazing and greatly appreciated from not only the Scottish people of New Brunswick, but also from the people of Fredericton and surrounding areas. That's a wonderful gesture. I asked him if he wanted me to drive down to St. John tomorrow so he could make the announcement. He said, this isn't about announcements, this is about getting Robbie Burns back. And I said, I'm dealing with it right now, I have to tell people. He said, you've got my word, you don't have to worry about that, this is your announcement, make it. He asked me about the amount and I told him, and he said, fix it, send me the bill. You know, Robbie Burns is going to go back up because of the generation of the generosity of the Irving family. That was a wonderful gesture. Mr. Irving was not under any pressure. do this. Nobody was asking him to do this, but he is doing it. That is one of the greatness, a story of greatness in this province with some of the people that we have. We're a very generous province. And so I'm here tonight with the Scottish Association of New Brunswick and the members that have come out this evening to tell you that, that this has all come together very nicely and has turned out to be, in my estimation, a real win-win situation. And we're very excited to make the announcement tonight, and so excited, as a matter of fact, I had staff this morning check with the contractor to make sure that the price wasn't going to go up, because if we didn't make the decision, it would. He has guaranteed the price. We have brought the tender forward this evening. We shall deal with it, and you shall leave. And the next time I see you will be on Robbie Burns' birthday, the 25th, or the unveiling of Robbie Burns' statue in downtown Fredericton. Thank you very much, Sandy. Drum Major McNeil, that was well done. And unrehearsed, I had no idea this stuff was happening, but it's always good to hear some pipes in the council chamber, and love the sound of the piper. Well, right now, we have to have a motion to put this new item on the floor. It's been moved by Councillor Graham, seconded by Councillor Hicks, that this motion be brought forward for the tender. All those in favor of that signify in the usual manner. Opposed, motion is carried. Now the motion to tender. Councillor Graham, please.
Thank you very much, Your Worship. And just take 1 second prior to moving this motion. With the audience that's here tonight, I do want to say that tomorrow morning in the Daily Leader, on behalf of myself, there will be a formal apology written about statements that I made, and mostly about how I handled the entire situation. So my apologies to my people. My last name is Graham. And anybody who knows me knows that I would have had no intentions of insulting or hurting or dismissing the importance of any heritage, and it's a good lesson to learn at a young age. With that, Your Worship, be it resolved that the Council of the City of Fredericton authorizes the award of the request for proposals P1011, Stage 2, bid process for qualified stone masonry company to complete the new foundation and associated work for the Robert Burns statue of Fredericton, 2 Jones Masonry Limited. High score and low cost bidder meeting specifications at the total quoted cost of $106,559. Sorry, $106,559, HST included, and that the mayor and clerk are authorized to execute necessary legal documents to facilitate this transaction. So, Your Worship.
Seconded by Councillor Stephen Hicks. Is there discussion on the motion? Ready for the question? All those in favor signify in the usual manner. Opposed? The motion is carried. This action will be done, and this has been done unanimously. Let me say one other word before you leave, folks. Jordan, I appreciate very much your apology. It's not easy sometimes to do that. We all make mistakes. I'm very pleased with that. I also wanted to acknowledge Councillor Stephen Hicks, who brought the motion forward during the budget to have the statue done. And that did not pass, and I want everybody to know that that wasn't passed because it was procedural, not because it had anything to do with the statute. So Councillor Hicks, I know you gave it a good shot as well, so this is turning out to be a good thing for all. So all of the people that were working towards this and talking to the Scottish Association that made this happen, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you.